Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So this is the first week's update, which is coming late, I know, but you'll hopefully see why in a second. First week's update of October's movie Marquee challenge that I am doing with Sandy from Crochet Canada. Hello, Sandy. So if you have not joined us before on this year-long adventure that we have been doing, Sandy and I have been taking turns rotating every other month and pulling movies that we had selected at the beginning of the year out of a hat Sandy has a hat, I have a cauldron at random, and showing you guys what movie it is, showing you the movie poster from that movie, and then taking inspiration from the colors and doing projects. Mine are blankets. I have done blankets each month. I've done a blanket. My goal being at first it was to make smaller. It still is to make smaller blankets, because usually, especially now that the months are getting colder, usually when I make a blanket, it is like king size, so I can just burrito up in the whole thing, and that's always my intent, is how cuddle worthy is this blanket, because I'm a creature of habit or a creature of comfort, both really, but creature of comfort is where I was going, and I want all the blankets. I am, excuse me, I do already have plans to give away a few of the blankets that I have made for this movie Marquee. A lot of people have asked me what I do with them. I do have plans to give some away, and there are some that I'm keeping. I'm keeping my first one. I'm keeping some of the more themed ones that I super loved. But some of them are going. I'm just keeping them probably till Christmas time, really. But that's the end of the year. I was going to say till the end of the year, so I can do a whole, I don't know, compilation video to show you our year in blankets or our year in projects, because Sandy is doing multiple projects, not just blankets, but all of them are inspired from the movie posters, and we have our Facebook groups linked below in all of our videos, and invite you to join along to make projects. Some people are making squares to do a blanket. Some people have been making whole blankets. Some people have been making wearables. Lots of baskets. I've seen baskets. But yeah, just, something fun to do. My other goal for this has been to use just yarn that I have out of my collection, so that I don't go buy more just to make these projects. And so far, 100% successful. I'm very happy to say, all the way January through September, and it looks like now through October, we'll all be from home. Very, very happy about that. There's been a few close calls, and there's one I did use white that I was gifted, because I did not have much white left. But other than that, well, not other than that, still didn't go buy any, right? So haven't gone to buy anything. Yay. That being said, this month, let's talk about, it was my month to pick, and I picked The Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Rings. So I will show you the movie poster. I will show you the poster right now. So as you can see, some people did not feel that it was very colorful, but you are also, by the way, if you don't like the color choices, feel free to do any movie that you like. Just post us a picture of your inspiration. You could change it up. Some people, I have had one or two people that have done that, and that's totally fine. The idea is just fun, and if you're not loving the colors, that's okay. Some people's colors that are very them it's not for others. Some people just want to use, I want to use stuff out of my collection, and maybe they don't have those colors. It's totally okay to pick a different movie. Totally okay, just saying. But that being said, with this poster, I feel that there was a decent arrangement of colors. It just isn't a rainbow of colors, right? Not every movie's going to be. Some movie posters are really eye-catching and are still only like in black and white and might have like a splash of red to catch attention or something. Like sometimes that's just the colors of it. That being said, when I picked this one, I actually thought that people would find quite a few colors in it. It just isn't for everyone's color palette, obviously. I will show you the colors. I have 6 colors, and there's at least one other color that I could have fit in there, or 2 other colors that I could have fit in there. So, I mean, I don't particularly feel like this is lacking in color to me. But that being said, let me show you what I'm working with. So I have black to start with, this is actually that frogged ball when I did the video just chatting with you guys and frogging a project. This is just Red Heart Super Saver, so I wanted to use like my extra of that so I can just get rid of it. I am using, from the same project that I frogged, I am using the leftover gray skein of Red Heart Super Saver, which I think is in Gray Heather, or Heather Gray, Gray Heather. And I think that I have enough for this project. I'm pretty sure I do. If not, I'm going to have to go see if like Walmart has another one, because I probably won't order one from somewhere and get it in time to finish it. Like I'd have to know like this week, maybe. And I think that I have enough for what I want to do, but that is the other one. So I got both of those from the same frogged project. So looking back on it, I'm very glad I frogged that Fozzie blanket. And then I am using another Red Heart Super Saver, actually. This one is very Red Heart Super Saver forward, I guess. This is another leftover skein that's like a floppy partial. This is just in the colorway gold. It was from the first blanket that I ever made that I finished it up. That project is from that, so using that. And then I'm using another partial skein. Actually, I'm getting a lot of partials used up again. This is a Big Twist Value, and it is in the color chocolate brown. And I have 2 more colors. I am using for my green, because there's a lot of green. I think that this one matched the best that I had. Because there's a few different shades, I believe, if I'm thinking correctly without looking at it. But predominantly it was like a avocado-y kind of green. This is another Big Twist Value, and it is in the color olive green. But I think that matched pretty well. And then get these all settled, because of course all of them are pretty floppy, and I'm attempting to keep them upright in this bag. My other skein is out there because it is actually very floppy, floppier than these. So I have the other, because I had 2 of them. I have the other one right here, buried under stuff that I had for Vlogtober, of course. But it is this Big Twist Value, also in the color cream. So I will show you if I can. That is my whole color palette in this bag. And then there was also like straight white that I could have used, and there was a ashen flesh. It was like ashened out, like, but it was a flesh color that could have been in there with the buff colorway in Red Heart for sure, which I do have that too, but I think I had enough color going on. So that's I have to have enough color. I have 6 of them, and like there's still, like I said, there's other colors to pick and choose from. I think you could have gotten away with like a pale gray instead of this darker one, or like a silvery color, basically. I feel that it was a decent amount of color. But that being said, what I decided to do, like, it seemed obvious to me that I wanted to do something circular because, you know, I'm also like trying to incorporate the poster into the design, or the theme of the movie. Because like one time when I did Black Widow, I did the Red Guardian stuff for my Red Guardian blanket, but he was in the cover, he was in his little suit. I mean, it still fit, but anyway. So this pattern seems to be kind of hard to find. I had it emailed to me a long time ago. Somebody emailed me the pattern, and I honestly couldn't tell you. Like, I guess I assumed they'd gotten it from their own magazine. Like, it's just basically it's a picture that they emailed me. So if I could have found it, I would have just bought it. But every time I looked for it, it was like, you know how if you look on Ravelry, sometimes it'll just link you to, it was published in this magazine, and then where do you find the, like, I didn't find the magazine for like a digital copy of it or anything. So I do not have like a link where I can show you this, but it is, I don't even know the name of it, actually. The picture didn't even have the name in it. I think it's just called the Joined Rings or something baby blanket. But here's 2 of the strips. It's a mile a minute idea, but let me tell you what, it is not a mile a minute. And the black is not going to show up very well, but it is all rings also here. And then I have the gray rings for like the armor in the movie poster is that steel gray. This is going to be the center of it, which, as you can see, the one ring is concealed. And it's only that big. I followed the pattern almost exactly. They called for 30 rings, and there's 31 in here because I did the 15 on each side just to my brain, and I've told you guys how it works before with like even things and everything. From here out, if I did 15, it would have been, or if I did 30 altogether, I mean, it would have been the ring and then 15 on one side and 14 on the other side. And I tried. I decided when I got to 30 total, I was going to just do that, and I couldn't do it. I had to add another one. I had to even it out. So sorry, but it is one ring longer. And I have bordered it in like the border of the gray. I used the chocolate brown. The border of the black, I used the olive green. And then I was going to just join it in the gold and just do gold all the way around here. But I felt like that would have taken, like, this may end up being all of the gold that I do. If I do anything else, I might border the outside with it if I do a border. Because that might be it for the gold. And so I really wanted the one ring to stand out, right? And then I was going to do enough rings for all, because if you follow Lord of the Rings, you know that there was was it 3 rings for the elves, 5 for the dwarves, and 9 for the men, for the humans. And then 1 more ring, which was the Ring of Power, which is the ring from Lord of the Rings. That's the whole, one ring to rule them all, and in the darkness bind them. That's this one. So I was going to do 1 for each one, but then that just seemed way too, even if I scattered them, it just seemed like too much to me. And I really, really, again, wanted the focal point to be this ring. So I am just this is going to be the center strip. I'm going to do, so this is black and green. I'm going to have a black and green here. And then after that, I will do grays on each side, but I'm not going to have the ring in the middle. It's just going to be all gray. And then it will end on black because I believe they want you to do 7 strips, which seems right. I mean, 2 is already fairly wide once you get them joined. And the pattern wanted me to make all the strips and then whip stitch them together. I'm not going to do that. I used my continuous join to go down. And so it's got like a whip stitch looking finish here. And the back of it is completely flat. And all of that is just it is just crocheting it together. So I love the way that turned out. I was going to do the continuous join with the gold, like I said, around all of it, but then I don't know. I like the thought of it, this gold being the only gold, so your eye goes immediately to it. So that is what I've got. The only thing, like I have, oh my God, there's so many ends, you guys. Each ring, each and every single ring is 2 ends to sew in. And you know I do like to try to sew my ends in as I go, because could you imagine this whole, I mean, those of you that do like graphkins and corner to corner graphs and stuff, you probably do imagine, you already know. But those of us who don't, could you imagine 2 strings off every single, 2 ends off every single one of these? Plus all the borders, because this is the only part I haven't sewn in yet, are the 4 strings or the 6 strings for the row of white, the row of green, and the row of white, cream, green, and white. So I got to sew those in next and then start the next black side over here. Wish me luck, you guys. I thought this would be, I wanted to do a quick one because of the month of October being so busy for me, and I want to get other Halloween things done. Like Halloween things and Halloween crochet, and this is just not. Some of those might have to be back burnered for later. Like I'll do Halloween all year round and that's fine, but some of them might have to be pushed back or just started but not finished before Halloween, because this one is going to end up being way more time consuming. And like David's like, it's not too late to do something different, and he's right, but I really want, like once this idea was in my head, I really wanted to do this. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like it? I love it. I have wanted to do this. I honestly have had this pattern for so long now, I can't remember who even sent it to me. It is apparently a very old pattern. I don't know about very old. Like I'm not talking like 50s old or anything, but I mean old. It was older than when I started to crochet. Let me put it that way. And then somebody that I actually knew, like in, not from YouTube or anything, like in real life, sent it to me. So I'm pretty sure they took a picture of their magazine, which I know, but this was however many years ago. So it happened and I have it and I really wanted it and I wanted to find the pattern, but I couldn't. So maybe I didn't look hard enough. But if anybody has the link and wants it, if anybody else has it, they could share it if you guys know where it's at. But yeah, that's what I have so far. So I'm very happy. And I did start, and I actually have caught up with the Ring of Power on Amazon, which come to find out, when Damon was supposed to watch it with me, I know you guys laughed about that last time when he admitted that he started watching it without me. So I started watching it. I just binge watched it, and there's 7 episodes so far, I believe, and I've seen them all. Damon's only on episode 5, apparently. I didn't know that until today. I started talking to him about it, and he was like, "Hold on, no spoilers." So I actually passed him. But yeah, so I keep like shoving this down your throat. Look, guys, look. But I have been wanting to make this forever, so I'm actually glad I waited. And it's got quite the texture to it, too, let me say, because, I mean, with the rings. The tedious part to it is the rings, obviously, making them, but it's when you're making the border around it, trying to keep all of them facing the right way. I'm pretty sure there's one in here that I did that's not the right way already. And then the other thing that I did, I'm hoping if I put a border on, it'll kind of fix itself. Or like we'll see what the next strip looks like. But the first one that I did was the black gray one. And I did follow the instructions, except I think once I did all the rings, I may have started, like the pattern might have said to start joining the border to it on the second ring. And I just started on the first ring and went from there. And once I was all the way back around it, I was like, well, I'm not ripping all of this out. It'll be fine. So I tried to count like how many ridges of the border or how many, because this is essentially granny square clusters, or granny clusters, I mean. So I tried to count how many granny clusters so I could match them up and everything. And this side looks fine. It's all matched up where it's supposed to be, and the corners that are started turning are the corners. But then when you get down here, I don't know how well on the camera you can even tell, but the green strip is slightly longer than, well, maybe you can't tell that well. Did I get it wrong? Was it this one? It's this one, and I didn't even notice it when I held it up, but it is. You can tell now that I've called attention to it. This one is like, there was an extra granny cluster here that I didn't match up anywhere really, so I just had to let an extra one or two go here. Because on this one, I followed right where the pattern said to join it on, and I don't know how that suddenly made a different amount of clusters. It should have still been the same, but I just figured I will see what the next one has. Hopefully it'll be the same, and if they're all the same, maybe this one won't stick out that badly. And maybe if it does still stick out, a border would fix it a little bit. I hope. Because I don't want to take all this out, you guys. I do not want to. I'm not going to. So like everything can be imperfect to some degree, and that would be this imperfection for sure. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. I hope you guys like it. I hope you think it's interesting. I hope that you're having fun with this month's movie choice. I love it. I love Lord of the Rings. I love everything about the lore, the books, the movies. I love The Hobbit. I love this new show. I love just everything. I was saying before, aside from horror, Lord of the Rings is one of my big like comfort movies. So I'm very invested in making this month look really cool. So anyway, hopefully you're still around so I can tell you, go check out Sandy's channel if you have not. She's listed down below always for these videos. Give her lots of yarny love, like, comment, and subscribe on her channel. And I will see you sooner rather than later for the next update, since I was so late getting this out. And I have to go watch Sandy's movie because I see hers came out when I was at work. And then I think that was yesterday. And then I just did not watch much of anything YouTube-wise last night. And then I went back to work today. So I have to catch up. But catch up with me and go check out Sandy's channel. So let's see what she's making. I don't even know yet, so let's see. But all right, I love you guys, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Bye.